Welcome to my cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I was looking at a different screen. Well, anyway, welcome back and to live stream number 210, September 8th, 2025. You know what, I was just checking to see if I shared the wrong date on the thumbnail. Did I? No, that looks right. I guess in my file here I saved it wrong. Anyway, I was making a last minute change because I had on the screen here September 9th, and well, of course today's the 8th. Anyway, I'm okay now. I'm back. I'm good. It's been 2 weeks. 2 weeks since we've been together. Actually, we skipped 2 weeks. Has it been 3? Skip a week. Anyway, 2 Mondays we missed. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that you're here to be back with me, and I want to welcome you here this evening. I see the first comment was our friend Hunter, and then I'm looking through the comments, and all Hunter's teachers are on here too. Miss Jennifer and Miss Evie and Miss Nicole. I just am looking at the name there. Anyway, great to see you all, Hunter and the teachers, and of course Hunter's sister there as well, and our weekly viewers that we often see, Bob and Kent here is from Hope Construction. 90% recovered. That's good. You know, what'd you say, Kent? 90% normal, which has you've never been normal. So I guess you're back to normal then. Back to being abnormal. Hey, thanks for being here, Kent. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. I'm really glad to see you here. So gosh, what have I been doing the past couple of weeks? Well, last week, what was last week? Labor Day, right? Labor Day, the unofficial end of summer. It's kind of sad. The days are getting shorter now and the sun's going down sooner. The leaves are falling. I find that the poplar trees here on the property seem to be the ones that lose their leaves first. So they're already brown. They're falling down. There's leaves all in the driveway, and the gutters are filling up. And I guess it's good that they all fall at different times, because otherwise we'd be bombarded, and there's still a lot of leaves. But anyway, the poplars are dropping their leaves already. Hey, Chris, good to see you, and Phil, and David, and the other David. And yeah, the rural world, good to see you. Harriet's Chariot, nice to see you. Seeing some new names here too. By the way, if you're new to the live stream, I want to welcome you, because again, having not been here for 2 weeks, we've got several hundred new subscribers that have come on board during these past couple of weeks. So you may be here for the first time, saying, what the heck is this? But anyway, if you are here for this first time, please say hi in the live chat, because you are going to meet some awesome people in the live chat comment section who come back here week after week and hang out together as we do. So welcome. If you're new, please say hi so we can welcome you. Let us know it's your first time on the live stream. And let me know how you found the channel. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. Most likely YouTube. Although, I have to say, Facebook, the channel has really taken off on Facebook, and there's a couple reasons for that. Not that you're really interested in the backroom analytics and all this stuff, but we're here. Content creators are here for 2 reasons. The number one is we just enjoy it. Anybody who's on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, they are fulfilling sort of a creative need inside of them. And I think that's probably, to me, the most fascinating thing. Because when I meet people who are in my same niche, which is outdoors, rural content, compact tractors, hobby farming, I think it's interesting that not only do you have to, well, you don't really have to know what you're doing on YouTube. You can you can make a YouTube channel about anything, and people may watch you. So you don't need to be an expert in anything. But I'm fascinated that there are a number of people, and I'm being kind of biased here. There are a number of people who are mechanically inclined, and oftentimes, and well, it's just how it is. Maybe I'm way off here, but I think if I was going to judge people, oftentimes you have mechanically inclined people, and then you have people who are more. It's sort of like white collar versus blue collar, and I think creative minds sort of fall in between there, which is kind of neat. You have a lot of hardworking, common sense, mechanical people who are amazing at what they do, but they're not really computer savvy. You see a lot of people like that, or some people like that, and that's okay. There's just our brains are different. So some people, they can build things, they can do all these amazing things, but not really into computers and that kind of I don't know. I know right side, left side of the brain, like one is creative, one is analytical. I don't know. Point is, for those of us who are content creators, and I consider myself pretty mechanical, like I can build things and fix things you see on the channel. That's what I like to do. But I also like the computer side of things. So there's a creative side that we're filling, and I'm fascinated when I meet other people who are doing this, because there's a whole part of their brain that has to learn, or has learned, shooting and editing and computer skills with uploading and creating thumbnails. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I meet people who I think would be fantastic on YouTube. Like, they have the personality, they have skills, and it's like they would be great to share that with the world, but that's not who they are. Like, they're not interested in the YouTube thing and the social media thing and the computer thing. They'd be so interesting and so good at it, but they're just not. That's not part of who they are. Um, so again, fascinating that you have to be a little bit of both in order to be here. And I think the world is missing out on a lot of talent, because what you see on social media are people like me who know, some stuff, obviously, but I also know the creative side of things. I like creating. Uh, I've been in the world of video production for 35 years or so. Yeah, 35 years. I was drawn to video production before it was even a thing. Like, it was 1980, I guess it was like 84, that my mom worked for an agency that had a camcorder, or actually it was a two-piece. It was the VHS cassette recorder, and then the camera was separate. And it was the mid 80s, and she got to borrow it and bring it home, and I got to play with it, and it was a blast. But before that, it was the old 8mm films. My brother had gotten this 8mm camera, and he bought the 8mm film, and I got to play with that. And I was just really drawn to, I don't want to say to filmmaking, because I was never into writing a script and acting and telling a story that way. I guess it was more into just kind of documenting maybe the artistic thing a little bit more. Like, I like taking pictures artistically, but I was really drawn to film and video and media. And ever since I was preteen, basically, that's kind of who I am. So I'm happy that we live in the world that we live in. I've said that before. Like I think I love living in this technology age. I didn't know. Obviously, if I lived in the 1970s at this age, I wouldn't even known what could be coming down the pike. But I love where we are. I love that I can shoot a video on a phone and I can upload it to the internet and the world could see it and I can share it. Anyway, I like the technology. I like the technology. That sounds really smart, doesn't it? Where was I going with that? I don't even know, but I was just talking about how people have to be creative to produce this. But the point is that the world's missing out on a lot of people who are they really have so much to offer, but we never see them because they're not into social media. I'm intrigued sometimes when you see a television show, like one of the reality shows, like the real estate shows, like those kind of shows, and you think, how did these people get discovered? Like they were just doing their job, and then I guess they were connected somehow with a producer, and they ended up on television, and they do a great job. But if it wasn't for that medium of television, they'd still be doing their thing. We just wouldn't know anything about it. I think I should think about this more, and then I can present my thoughts a little bit better because I feel a little scattered. But maybe you're following along. I don't know. Hey, Ross. I see Ross jumped on there and tapped that Sugar Shack and Jalen Outdoors. Maybe I should read some comments too. Hey, first time here. That's, I believe, Miss Nicole, if I'm not mistaken. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you taking up some of your evening. By the way, we do this every Monday night, except for the past two. Monday evenings, 7 p.m. Eastern Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So I'm not going to keep you here long. It's just for an hour. It's pretty quick. It goes by quick. Sometimes I have an interesting guest. Other times it's just me, like it is now. So we do this. I'll answer questions. We'll do a little bit later on. We'll do a sticker giveaway. Everybody likes the sticker giveaway, so you'll want to be here for that. And a reminder for all the new folks, I didn't say this earlier, but if you do have a question, place your question in the live chat on Facebook or YouTube because we're broadcasting simultaneously to both platforms. Post your question in the comment section in the live chat with the word question followed by the question because that makes it stand out. That's why we do that. All right. I'll look through some comments. All right. Got it. It's mostly people saying hi to each other. Yep. There's our friend John Ritter from a Ritter Bittle Do. Yep. Yep. Good point here about, and again, I've done a few live streams where we've talked about YouTube, and I think a number of folks watching this are kind of intrigued by that, and a lot of people watching are fellow content creators. So sometimes we kind of go off in the corner, I think, and really get into it and interested in things that maybe if you're not a content creator, you might not care. But this comment, creating comes with a lot of vulnerability. It's hard to put yourself out there and open up yourself to hurtful comments. It's not for everyone, just for that reason. That's a good point, because I remember some of my first hurtful comments. It was a long time ago. But if you're not prepared for it, it's kind of stings, and you can't help but take it personally. But I can tell you that does go away, or it can go away. I have not. You know what hurts? What hurt me was a comment one time that I got. It was a negative comment, and it was from a viewer that I recognized the name because they had made comments before. And that was more personal to me. It's like, wait a minute, we kind of know each other, I feel like, and you're criticizing me here, and it kind of hurt. That one stung a little bit, but even those don't bother me as much anymore. It's not like I really knew the person, but you get comments all the time that can be negative, and I can tell you they honestly do not bother me anymore. And fact be known, and I don't mean to be shallow here, but the algorithm does not know a negative comment from a positive comment. Maybe it will with AI, but it's engagement. That's all the algorithm sees is engagement. So there are YouTubers who thrive on negativity. That's not me, but I know several YouTubers. I don't know them. I know of several YouTubers who they do things, and I know they're doing it just to get people annoyed, and they get these negative comments. And I think they're just maybe they're just good business people, and they know like that's going to drive up views and engagement. So could be that. Anyway, some channels thrive on negativity, and I don't. I thrive on positivity. I like everybody to get along and be friendly. That's for sure. I don't know that Chris, come on. I don't know that I can put this comment up there. I wasn't looking for compliments, I want to say, but I will say this because you gave a shout out to Neil. Chris is saying that, in his opinion, the two best creators in this space are Ed and Neil. I think Neil is off the charts, amazing, just amazing. I don't envy Neil. I am amazed by Neil that he can do so much and do it so well. Neil is top tier content creator. I remember Neil when he was just kind of young, starting out like me. We kind of had 30, 40,000 subscribers, and then Neil just took off, deservedly so, because he, I put out content regularly, and it's more vlog style, and few thousand people are interested in it, sometimes more than that. But Neil puts out a I've said last time, a network quality documentary style production, and just does an incredibly great job. But thanks for watching me, because I'm just like out there shooting stuff around the property. Sometimes I know I should give myself more credit. I'll stop. But there you go. And yeah, if you haven't seen Neil's channel, Dig Drive DIY, check him out. Sometimes he pops in here in the live chat. He was a guest once or twice. We met up at the Farm Machinery Show. I don't think it was Equip Expo. I am going to Equip Expo, so if you're going to be there, let me know, and I'd love to meet up with you. That is the last week of October, or the week before the last week, 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere around there. I will be there. I believe John Ritter's going to be there, and Tractor Tony's Tractor Adventure. He's almost always there, and a lot of your favorites are often always there. So let me know if you'll be there. Here's a question from Harriet's Chariot to Ed. Who's your favorite TV personality? I have to say, my favorite TV personality. Now, this doesn't mean actor. Anyway, you know who I really admire and really like? I really like Tom Bergeron, and he is basically a host, and he did Hollywood Squares, he did Dancing with the Stars, he did America's Funniest Home Videos. That guy has just got a nice personality, and he's quick on his feet. He's funny. I like him a lot. So there's my favorite. I think at the moment, if I were to think of it, it's Tom Bergeron. He seems like a pretty cool guy. That's off the top of my head. If I thought more, I have other favorites. Dick Van Dyke is a longtime favorite of mine, and gosh, so many others. Oh, Phil, it's my new Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival T-shirt. 53rd, it says here. You can't really read it because it's small print, but it's the 53rd. We just finished 2 weeks ago. That's why I wasn't here. Or no, it was Labor Day weekend. The 53rd annual Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival, where I attend for the whole week, and I also volunteer there as well. So we put on the festival, highly successful. Del McCurry was there, 86 years old, amazing musician, singer, 86, and he was the big act Friday night. He played until after 11 p.m. Amazing talent. And then Ricky Skaggs on Saturday night. Rhonda Vincent was there Friday, did 2 shows on Friday. The Melpass brothers, they're funny guys. Good times. So, yeah, that's what it says. Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival, Labor Day weekend. Mark your calendar. Drive on out to the East Coast and check it out. You can camp on site all weekend long, included with the price of a weekend pass. You can bring your camper. You can bring your tent. It's dry camping, no hookups. You might get an outlet if you're lucky. No hookups, but you can stay on site all weekend long. You can even pull. The show doesn't start till Friday. You can pull into the fairgrounds on Wednesday. You can start. People start camping Wednesday, and they stay through until Sunday. Some people even wait until Monday morning to leave. It's a good time just to hang out. So there's my plug. Once again, I'll continue to plug it all year long to get people to come out. I met some people there a couple of years ago in this little old camper, and they came from Canada. They drove down from Canada just to the festival. So it's an international bluegrass festival. I pre-answered Brian's question. Are you going to a quick expo? Yes, I am, Brian. Are you? Because we met up there last year. So I hope to see you there. It's fun because it really is, how we have this kind of weekly reunion of friends here on the live stream. It's like an annual reunion where I meet these people in person. That's first time I went was last year, so this will be my second annual time going. But I also went to the Farm Machinery Show, so I saw a lot of people twice last year. But this will be, I'll see people at this show that I haven't seen for an entire year. So that's a fun time. And content creators, viewers of the channel, vendors, manufacturers, it's a good time. It's a good time. So, oh, Linda, I meant to talk about this. That's funny. Linda's asking about the barn background before the show. I discovered this. It's Google AI, and this is how far AI is coming now. But you can create basically anything with it. And I was watching a YouTube video about using it, so I was just playing with it. So basically, that was just an image of me that I uploaded to Google AI. I'm going to put it on here right now. So I wasn't even sitting like that. It was just a picture of me, and then I dragged that into Google AI, and I said, take this person and put him in a podcast setting, and it came up with an image of me sitting in this podcast setting, and in the background it said podcast. And then I said, change the name in the back to MCG and make it orange. So it changed it to MCG and made it orange. And then I said, it was more of a studio setting. So I said, make it look more like a barn. And then it changed it again and made it look like a barn. But the funny thing is, if you look at this picture larger, and I don't have a zoomed in picture of it, but it's not me. Like it's sort of me, but it's not me. It almost looks like a bad wax figure of me, but I thought it was pretty funny. But it took the likeness of me and positioned me where I wasn't even positioned. So kind of crazy, but it's a neat background. I like it. Maybe I'd like to build a set like that. Funny stuff though. And this AI, you can take anything you can think of, it can do it. And the fact that you can drag a picture and it'll modify the picture, it's kind of crazy. It's called what's it called? Something banana or something. It's Google AI Studio, and then banana something. I don't know. Oh, it's called Nano Banana. Nano Banana. And again, it's kind of amazing where this stuff is going. Like, it's so new and so good that it's a little creepy because it's only going to get better. Good question, though, and thanks for bringing it up, Terry. The expo, look it up. It's the Equip Expo. That's what it's called, Equip Expo. It's in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Kentucky Convention Center. It's huge. It's the biggest place ever. You need days there to check it all out. It's a way good time. So do look it up. Do look it up. Chris, our moderator, will probably post a link to it now that I said that. Right, Chris? You do have to pay for tickets. So if you think you're going to go, you better get them now because it gets pricey. If you buy tickets at the door, I think it's like $75 a person. Don't hold me to that, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, it's not cheap if you pay at the door. So check it out if you're interested. Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, David, that's interesting. The Bergeron is a French Canadian and Irish descendant. Nice. Well, he's a funny guy. One of my favorite moments with Tom Bergeron was, not that I was with him, watching Tom Bergeron, was when he was hosting Dancing with the Stars. Now, I wasn't watching it. Ann was watching it. I just happened to be in the room. I wasn't watching Dance with the Stars. But anyway, it was on, and it was live. It was a live broadcast, and Marie Osmond was one of the contestants on Dancing with the Stars. So they would dance, and then after they danced, they'd walk over and they'd talk to Tom. Well, so Marie and her partner did this dance, and then they walked over to talk to Tom, and he started to interview Marie Osmond, and she passed out. She fell flat on the floor, like she just just lost it. And they're like, "We'll be right back." And when they came out of commercial, Tom Bergeron said, "I just want to tell you that when somebody passes out in front of you, it's not like in the movies." He said, "It scared the heck out of me." And he was just so sincere. But it was just a genuine moment. It was really funny. So, yeah, Robert asking a question. What do you think will be new for this year? Any new tools or techs we should be looking for? I imagine you're talking about the expo, or maybe you're just talking about in general. I can tell you that last year at the expo, we were seeing not only a lot of battery operated equipment, but a lot of automated equipment, robotic equipment. So that's really coming up, and battery power is it's growing. And I don't know if companies are trying to latch onto that, if they're like seeing the future, if it's better and they know it. I don't know, but I mean, I saw like a huge zero turn mower, like a 72-inch deck or an 84-inch deck. It was a monster, and it was electric, battery powered. And you just to see that kind of technology, to think that you could actually get runtime out of something like a machine that big. But I'm going to say that this year there's going to be even more battery powered technology and more robotic technology. Now, there was a tractor company, I think that, I don't know if Josh from Stony Ridge Farmer talked about it or Tractor Time with Tim talked about it, but what was that electric tractor that they were trying out? And I think they went out of business. I think Josh was talking about that. He was at the National Farm Machinery Show. But anyway, the electric tractor, I don't want to say the wrong name because I don't want to mention another company if it's wrong. Anyway, it's electric tractor, battery operated, and apparently they went out of business. I feel like a battery operated tractor is really pushing the limits at this point, because we run these machines often all day long. I go through several tanks of diesel if I'm running the wood chipper or the mulcher. So I don't know. I think it might be a little too soon for battery operated tractors, unless it's in a a certain situation. Like I think if you're running a tractor indoors, I think that would be good. I mean, electric technology has been around for ages. There's been electric golf carts since the 1970s or 1980s. When I worked in a machine shop in the mid 1980s, we had an electric forklift. I worked there for 5 years, and every night, the forklift would get plugged in. The next day, it would get used all day long. Um, and I don't remember ever seeing that thing go in for any kind of maintenance in the 5 years I was there, and it was not a brand new machine. So that technology, you figure that was 40 years ago or more. Um, you know, it's only gotten better. Only gotten better. Thank you, Chris, for posting the link. Equipexposition.com. All right. Terry has a business conflict. Well, got to put it on your calendar. That's right. Oh, Phil got a media pass. Good job, Phil. I got one of those too. If you're a content creator, you can apply for a media pass and then you get in for free. But they also want you to, I did that last year and I did share some of my content with the organizers of the Equip Expo so they could see that they were benefiting from giving the media pass. Anyway, good job, Phil. Whoopie Pie Festival in Vermont, David W. That sounds fun. Yes, Phil, you are kind of a big deal now. All right. Well, let's look through here. Let's look more. Because before we know it, we have to do the sticker giveaway. Nope, it was not. Oh, there it is. Oh, select track. That's the one, John. Thank you. John wins the contest. That didn't happen. Select track. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I just can't see. Thank you, Dale. Oh, they're all coming through now. Select track. That was the one. Hunter said it too. All right. That should be the word for the giveaway, but it's not. Don't worry. It's not the word. Thank you for all those comments. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. So, all right. Let me just look through. Yeah, Bob's talking about my latest video was the review on the Bighorn Timberland 450. It is definitely reasonably priced, and it's you get a lot for your money, and you can get it at Tractor Supply. You can get it. I believe they have individual dealers as well, but they have a nice. They updated their website, BighornPowersports.com. So new website, some new offerings. Nice company. I met the owners last year. I believe it was Equip Expo. Yeah, that's where met the owners there, and they have partnered with the channel, as I mentioned on the video. So I'm reviewing this Bighorn. I'm using it here on the property, and it is well made. I have to say, it's a well made machine. Very impressive. And speaking of, I mean, since we're talking about battery equipment, I think I would like. Now, I already put a. I think I mentioned this before. Slate Auto is a new American auto manufacturer. They're building a factory in Indiana right now to build these Slate electric vehicles. It's a pickup truck, a little pickup truck, a lot like the Ranger, which is why people are really excited about it. It's a little single cab electric pickup truck. Not going to really have the capacity of the Ranger even probably, but still handy little pickup truck. But it's made where you can take the vehicle and you can put a back on it, you can put seats in it, you can make it a little SUV as well. Anyway, fully electric. It's supposed to come in under $20,000. So I put the $50 deposit down on it just to get my name on the list. Not that I don't know that I'll be buying one when the time comes, but they're supposed to come out in 2026. They're building the factory right now. A lot of buzz on the internet about it. So look up Slate Auto. It's a neat looking little truck. The name Slate basically means it's a blank slate, and that is because their idea to keep the cost down is that every one of these trucks rolls off the assembly line exactly the same. They have molded body panels. They're not metal. It's some kind of molded material. It's gray. Every one of them rolls off the assembly line gray. There are no options you can get with it. They all have the same interiors. The only option you can get from the factory, and you have to decide when you buy it, is the long range battery. So you get the standard one, which is like 150 miles, and then you can get the long range battery, which I think is 280 miles. So those are the only two options, and then everything else is exactly the same on these trucks, and they're made to be wrapped. So if you want a different color, you wrap it. If you want different like headlights, you have these plates you can stick in there, and I don't know, it's like a DIY kind of truck. That's what they're going for. But I like the idea of having it as a little farm truck, and we'll see. We'll see what happens if they actually make it to market and if they do well. My concern is that if they are successful, they'll just get gobbled up or crushed by one of the big auto manufacturers, because it's awful hard to start a vehicle company, an automotive company, when you have companies like Ford and GM and Toyota, who, I mean, they have all the experience. So if this slate is successful, what's going to keep one of these other companies from just designing their own base model vehicle and tooling up and crushing this company? I don't know. But maybe it'll just be kind of a niche market that the big guys won't pick up on. Oh, do you want me to say the name Slate again? Yes. So that's more battery technology stuff, though. And the reason I'd like to have this little truck is because now that we have solar here at the farm, I think it'd be awful cool to have an electric vehicle that you plug in and you're charging it with solar. You know, nothing's free, but still, how cool would that be? Especially, you know, the Ranger's been like a little farm truck, although Anne's using it full time now, although she doesn't use it every single day, but that's basically become her vehicle. But, you know, for a farm truck running to the dump, running to town, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be a neat truck to have. So look them up. Yeah, Bob says been looking at the Roxor a little again. Roxor's neat. That's made by Mahindra. It's a quote unquote Jeep. I think they had some lawsuit against Jeep, or Jeep had a lawsuit against them. They had to change the design a little bit, but I think they bought some Jeep design. Anyway, it's like an old Jeep, but it's brand new. But I don't think that they are street legal. Like, you can get off-road tags or something for them. I think they're way cool, but at least here in New Jersey, it would be really difficult to get that tagged and legal on the road. So for me, I think a side-by-side really is the best option. But if you had a big farm somewhere where you could run the Roxor around, I think it'd be really cool. But the Slate is going to be a truck that, you know, passes all the standards for crash tests. It's going to be street legal and two-wheel drive. It's just two-wheel drive, little two-wheel drive truck. And again, just fully electric. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm checking YouTube all the time for any new videos about it. And of course, International is coming out with the Scout, not International, Scout. Remember the International Scout? They're coming out with a redo of the Scout, but it's an electric Scout, and it's a pickup, and it looks way nice. It's not going to be under 20,000 like the Slate, but you're getting a lot. Like, it's all about technology, but it's also about old school. Like, it's got actual buttons on the dash. It gives a real nod to the design of the Scout. It's a cool looking truck. So if you look up Scout Motors, they're building a factory somewhere in the States as well. That one's going to have fully electric, but it's also going to have a gasoline. They call it a range extender. So I guess it's not a hybrid. I haven't really looked into it, but by calling it a range extender, I'm thinking it's not like a typical hybrid. I think it's probably a generator. Really, it's probably a gas powered generator on board that will extend your range. So yes, and as I'm talking about that, David's talking about the new International Scout, its upcoming series of rugged off-road focused electric vehicles, including the Scout Traveler SUV and Scout Terra pickup truck. Yes, cool stuff for sure, right? Yeah. David, you must be looking at the website. Yeah, the range extender will boost the range to over 500 miles. But it's an interesting terminology, right? To say range extender rather than hybrid. So curious, what's that about? What's that all about? Right? So that all came from the question of what to be looking at the Equip Expo, and I said it's going to be battery operated equipment. We have a battery operated 40-volt Ryobi push mower, and it's only a 21-inch push mower. It's self-propelled, and I thought it was going to be a joke. I was not excited about it. I'm here to tell you that little thing does an amazing job. It's really good. And it's the same battery we had in our string trimmer, so we had extra batteries. And Ann uses it all the time. It's great for around the house. I like it quite a bit, although I'm not allowed to mow the grass. Between you and me, Ann doesn't like the way I mow the grass because I mow the grass to get it done. You know, check it off the list. Grass is high, cut the grass, done, move on. Ann mows the grass and manicures it. Like, she takes pride in the fact that when she mows, there are no lines, there are no grass clippings clumped up. She says to me, like, what are you going to bale hay or something? She mows it. If there's a clump, she goes back, mows over it. And I have to say, it looks nice. She does a great job around the house, and she loves it. And she said to me, don't ever do that again. I mowed the grass, I don't know, a month or so ago. And she's like, please, don't. Just don't. Let me do it. So she does it. She loves it. I do use the push mower around the barn. We've got a grass strip in front of the barn. I use it for that. So, yeah, the Ryobi, I can't imagine an electric log splitter, but I've seen those around too. And the auger. That takes a lot of juice, right? But they're not. And I have the Ryobi pole saw as well. I don't use that too often because it's heavy and awkward, but when you need it, it's pretty handy. B Hall hasn't done the dishes in yet. I'm allowed to wash the dishes. I'm allowed to do that. Although Ann kind of does that too. We're not, we don't have necessarily boy jobs and girl jobs, but we kind of do. Like, there's just certain things that I do, certain things that she does, but it's not we're not the household where she's the woman and does this. I pick up the vacuum, I put the dishes in the dishwasher, and now granted, she does clean more than me. She'd probably even laugh at that comment. Like, more? You mean like at all? Yeah. She's just better at it. That's all. I'm just not qualified. Yeah, and she does. Once in a while, she lets me use the Baumolite. That's right. So, Jeremy, welcome. I see you just hopped in there with just a few minutes to spare. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. So, yeah. I did get the parts for the Woodland Mills TF68 Pro. if you watched one of the most recent videos, I talked about the fact that the in-feed roller, it doesn't have springs on it now. It has these a set of shocks that pull it down, like struts that pull it down instead of the springs. And for whatever reason, they lost their charge, and doesn't have the strength. So Woodland Mills sent me 2 new struts. Need to put those in and do some more testing with the TF68 Pro. That's the twin flywheel wood chipper. So far, so good. It works as good as the WC68. Definitely with the twin flywheel, there's been an improvement with the blowing out of the chips. I did not really have a problem with the WC68 other than thick evergreen material, and that's what people are asking about. So I need to try and clog this thing up with evergreen material. That's going to be the test, because the WC68 was perfectly fine on everything except that. And it wasn't even a matter of the chute getting blocked up. It was inside the flywheel was getting blocked up. But still, with the twin flywheel, maybe that'll clear that a little bit better. So I should be doing that very soon. David W. has a brown lawn this year. Boy, yeah, I'm sorry, because we have not. Our grass is so green. We've had really a nice summer. A lot of rain early on. We just had a nice rain the other day. It's been green all summer long. Really nice, gotta say. Yep. Yeah, in fact, it dried up the last couple of months, so we need rain, but it still has been just enough to keep things nice and green. I imagine they'll be doing the second cutting out in the hayfield, the meadow, soon, because we had the first cutting in June, and they'll do a second cutting in, I guess, fall. So, been staying off the hayfield all summer long, trying not to drive the four-wheeler out there, or the mule or anything, or the bighorn. You know, we have it mowed around the perimeter, but the middle, just letting it grow up. So, yeah, Manisto Key, Mark says the WC46 is no different. Yeah, kind of the same thing. It's just a little bit smaller, right? Now, I don't think they make maybe I'm wrong. Do they make a twin flywheel 46 now? I don't know. I know they do the WC68. Now it's a TF68 Pro. There might be a TF88, which is the bigger one. Don't know. My other issue, as you know, is my tractor's just a little too small for that chipper and some of my implements. Running that wood chipper, the recommended minimum PTO horsepower for the WC68 or the TF68 Pro is 20 horsepower at the PTO. The Kubota is rated at 19 horsepower at the PTO, so it's like right there. And I really think you need more like 30. I think 30, 35 at the PTO would be probably great for that chipper, I think. Yeah, that's a bummer, Dave, that you're so dry. Yeah, that's rough. And some seasons, I guess, are wet. Some seasons are not. It's really tough if you're trying to grow. You know, if you're a crop farmer, I guess even if you're a livestock farmer, you know, you need that vegetation to grow. Regardless, it's tough. So, all right, well, let's do this. Let's do the sticker giveaway. Since we have some new people here, I need to give the rules out. So here's what we're doing. Sticker giveaway. You're going to enter to win these 2 stickers. And this is for the live stream only. If you're watching in the playback, you'll have to come back when we're live. So whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can enter to win these stickers. The way it works is I'm going to put a word or a phrase on the screen. You're going to enter that word or phrase exactly the way you see it in the live chat, and we're going to randomly draw a winner as soon as this song ends. So, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the sticker giveaway. Please type in the word #welcome in the live chat. I know it's a long word. 7 letters. It can be uppercase, it can be lowercase, it can be a combination of uppercase and lowercase, but make sure you use the hashtag and make sure you have no spaces. Just like that, Harriet's Chariot. Just like that, B Hall. Hashtag welcome. William. Brian did it in all caps. That's okay. If you enter more than once, though, it's going to reject it and toss it out. So no need to enter more than once. So that's it. As soon as this is done, I'm going to click the enter button or the draw button, and somebody tonight will have won these stickers, or two just like it. See how Christine did it? Hashtag welcome. Okay. Right now, you have a 1 in 19 chance of winning. That's pretty good odds. Better than the Powerball, 1 in 292 million, which, if you're wondering, we did play, we didn't win. What's it up to? $2 billion? $2 billion? I'm going to put it out to the universe that I would like to win the Powerball or something like it. All right, I'm going to hit draw as soon as I find the button. Here it comes. Tap that Sugar Shack. Congratulations. You are the winner of tonight's sticker giveaway. That was a short applause. Keep it going for Tap That Sugar Shack. All right, congratulations. If you don't have my email address, I need you to send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com with your name and your mailing address so I can stick these stickers in an envelope and then stick a stamp on the envelope and then stick the envelope in the mailbox, and they will become your stickers just a few days later. Congratulations. Shoot me an email, contactmcgtv@gmail.com. Congratulations. Tap that Sugar Shack. Good times, eh? Good times indeed. Very nice. Well, listen, thanks for being here. Tonight, I always like to hear from you, so you can shoot me an email. You can comment on this video. You can comment on my other videos. You know, watching the videos means the world to me. It's what supports this channel. All you have to do is watch and like and subscribe and comment and share. It's all it takes. It's all you have to do. And I do have some folks who religiously go to my videos and they click on the Amazon links that you can find in the description of any of my videos. And by clicking on any of those Amazon links, it brings you to Amazon through an affiliate program. It doesn't cost you any more to buy anything, but it basically gives me credit for bringing you to Amazon. So if you want to support the channel in a way that costs you nothing but a couple clicks of your time, find any of my videos on YouTube, go to the description of that video, click on any of the Amazon links, and then I will get credit. You don't have to buy the thing you clicked on. You just click on any of those Amazon links. Once you're in Amazon, anything you buy, I'll get credit. It's like a referral fee for bringing you to Amazon. So it helps me out. I appreciate it, and Amazon appreciates you buying from them, and so that's a good thing to do. That's all I can say. I'm not asking for anything other than just a little support when you can. That's all that matters. At any rate, it's Monday evening, September 8th. I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope that you're all healthy and doing well. Again, Kent from Hope Construction is here tonight, who is doing well, and that is great to hear after some surgical procedures that were done. I went to the doctor today, as a matter of fact. I know we're wrapping up here, but I scheduled my colonoscopy for, I don't know, some date a couple months from now. But got to get it done. So if you're over, now I think it's if you're over 45, they recommend getting a colonoscopy. I can tell you, I've had 4 or 5 at this point. I don't know if this will be my 5th or my 6th, but get it done. It's, nobody likes to do it, but it's a great nap. And, it's a day of your life, basically. It could extend your life for many, many days or years. So if you've not yet gotten a colonoscopy, don't be afraid to do it. Call the doctor. If you have any kind of insurance at all, it's required by law that insurance covers that test, that procedure. It's not going to cost you anything, and it's one of the easiest, most preventable cancers out there. And people are getting it younger and younger, probably because we eat like crap. But anyway, talk to your doctor. Definitely for 45, talk to your doctor about getting it. Go get a colonoscopy. I'll talk more about it as the time comes closer to me getting one, because I'm a little bit passionate about that, because my mom died from colon cancer when she was only 59 years old, which is just a little bit older than I am right now, and I'm not ready to die, so, that's why I'm going for the 5th or 6th time. Let's talk about colonoscopies more next time. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I do appreciate it. Have a great week. Thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.